If you're a pastor or a ministry leader, maybe you've been thinking about the future of the church and how the changes brought on by COVID 19 and social media and other technological enhancements to society, how those are affecting the way that we do church, and how can we relate to others who are unchurched. I wanted to share with you a recent study that talks about how culture and connectivity and how we meet other people has dramatically changed over time. This was a study that was done by Stanford University, and it asked people how they met. And in 1995, 33% of people who met through friends. 19% met at a bar or restaurant. Another 19% met at work. Another 19%, interestingly enough, met at school or college. And then 15% people said that they met through family. Now, I remember, if you talk to your parents or if you remember people that you've talked to before, uncles, they most likely met through friends or at school. Um, Interestingly enough, this study that was done by Stanford University was updated in 2017, and they were able to graph a dramatic change in how people are now meeting and eventually getting married. And so in 2017, um, online meeting online became the most popular way by far, 39%, whereas in 1995 it was only 2%. Nowadays is upwards of 39%. And just about all the other ways that people have met conventionally were in decline. So, what does this mean about society? What does that say about society, and what does it mean for the church? Well, basically, this is one indicator that tells us that the way that we're relating to one another and connecting with each other, it has dramatically changed over time. Now, what does that mean for the church? It means, well, for one thing, that we need to be exploring new ways to connect with people in the ways that they're used to connecting with each other. And that means for many of us to explore new ways to connect and engage with them in digital ways. I wanted to share with you one other study that actually took place more recently. It's a study that was done by George Barna, the Barna Group. And this is what they came up with as they studied about digital prayer. This is what they came up with. 2 out of 3 Christians and 1/4 of adults with no faith are open to participating in prayer during an online church service. Now, think about that. It's not surprising that 2 out of 3 Christians would be open to online prayer during an online worship service. But what's striking is that 1/4 of adults with no faith would be open to meeting with an online worship service to pray. Now, later in the study, they also mentioned that up to 1 in 5 people of no faith actually are open to prayer, and that includes agnostics, group of people who aren't sure who God is, maybe some who don't believe in God is, but they report that they pray regularly. With COVID-19, there's been a resurgence of prayer. People are searching the search terms for COVID prayer, or how to pray, or is it okay for me to pray even though I'm not fully a believer? People are searching for ways to be led in prayer. And this is a great opportunity for us who have ministries to share with people ways in which they can pray. So, what does that mean for church leaders like us? Well, I think for one, it means that we need to be engaged in constant dialogue and conversation with our ministry leaders to be able to make prayer more prominent in our social media platforms and in our church websites. And I wonder if there are ways for us to even develop how to pray blogs or posts or videos. I wonder if there's a way when people, as soon as they come to our website or our social media, there's a prominent way for them to say, if you're new to prayer, click here. And then to be led through a blog or step-by-step instructions on how to pray. It's very likely that somebody who has little connection with the church actually knows how to pray. And in fact, It's likely that many long-standing church members in our church have never really been taught the step-by-step way to pray and all the different ways to pray. And so I wonder if we can consider making prayer more prominent on our social media and our digital platforms. Wonder if we can develop step-by-step videos to share people how to actually pray the different kinds of prayers. I wonder if we could utilize social media, Facebook Live and Instagram. They have these live, go live features. I wonder if we can promote throughout the week a day where we're going to meet for prayer, and then post a live prayer. And it's not just asking people to pray or taking prayer requests, although those are important. But what if we took an intentional effort to teach people the steps of prayer? This is how you pray. This is how I would begin, and give people an opportunity to practice and to learn more about how to pray. I wonder if we can continue that dialogue with our ministry leaders about how to incorporate prayer in our online practices.